Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you an advanced campaign method that you can use to really scale things up quite a bit. And it involves basically setting up 10 ad sets, but they're going to be identical, but we're going to switch to manual bidding, and we're going to change, the only difference between the ad sets is we actually change the bid that we put on each one. So I'm going to show you this right now. If we go to Power Editor, I'm going to create a new campaign, and this will be it's called the 10-pack method, and this can be repeated on every different audience that you have. So I just want to see, I think I have 2 on there. Oh no, okay. So I'm going to create a campaign. It's going to be 3-2, alright? So let's paste this in, -2. And this one, I'm not going to actually start this one yet, but this is a scaling technique that I use once the campaign has kind of proven itself a little bit. So I'm showing it to you now so that you have it as an option in the future. So what I do is put that, and then I'm going to use a purchase pixel and start it the next day. So today's June 9th, so I will set, if I were running these right now, then they would be starting the next day. And this is going to be, this is where our lookalike lists come into play. And then I'm going to exclude people who bought. So let's copy that name, put it into the ad, and this is our first ad set. Create. And now up here, I'll just put -2 so that I'm only working in the one. And then I go to my ad set, and I go to edit. I'm going to create my first one. And so here I want to use the purchase event. And my daily budget is going to be $100. So we're getting up there in the budgets. And then again, since I want everything to start at midnight, especially with these big ad sets. And then now here's where it gets interesting. If I type in 003, it pulls up all my 003 stuff. So I want the 1% lookalike, and it's going to say there's fewer than 100 because it's still building the list, but that's okay. It will build it. And then I want to exclude, again I type 003, I want to exclude people who bought. So with the custom audiences, I'm targeting this lookalike audience, but I'm excluding these purchasers. So this will actually be about 1.7 million to 2.1 million people in here, and this will be however many people bought my necklace. Then I want to make sure I have the right country. So, and then here I still do want to do my age range. 40, I'll go 65 plus men. You can see it's building the audience as we speak. I'll remove that, expand interest, and edit my placements. So I just have the feeds, mobile and desktop. And now here's the difference. Okay, we're going to do conversions. We're going to do a 7-day click, but now we're going to get into manual bidding. So this is telling us that suggested bid is 1057. This is really low actually, I'm not sure why it's that low. But we're going to do a maximum, and we're going to start this bid. Typically the bid is $30 suggested, and this will be like 22 to 44. So I'm not sure why they give me these numbers, but who knows, it's Facebook. So now I'm going to start this at 20. Okay, this will be my first ad set, and up here I'm going to change this to 20, just so I know which one it is. I'm going to copy all this to my ad, edit it, then I'm going to select my page. Okay, and now I can grab my post, use existing, and you can see there's other stuff being posted automatically from FB traffic, but there's my post. Or I can grab my post ID from here too if I can't find it in that drop down. And now I just want to pass through some tracking ID stuff, and this is the campaign 3-2 ad set 1. that I want to pass through to gear bubble. So there's my first one. So now I'm going to do a duplicate. I'm going to do number 2. And number 2, the only difference I'm going to change is I'm going to increment the bid by 13%. So I did a little cheat sheet here. So you start at 20, the increment is 13, so 1.13. So my next bid is 22.6. So in here, I'm going to put 0.6. Then all I'm going to do is scroll down to the bid and change this to 22.6. Then scroll back up, grab this name, edit the ad, paste, and then change my tracking ID to a 2. So that's 2 of the 10. And just do another one. My next one is going to be 25.54. So number 3 is 25.54. So this is my bid that in the auction. This is not what I'm going to pay for my conversion. Okay, people get confused with this. So I put 25.54. It says per purchase, but that's not accurate. Okay, this is what I'm bidding in the auction. It doesn't mean that I'm going to pay $25 for a sale. So don't get confused with that. Facebook labels this kind of odd. This is just your bid in the auction that you're participating in. So you're limiting your bid to a maximum of $25. This bid goes up to $1,000. So when you're doing auto bid, your bid goes up and down depending on what Facebook determines you should be at in order to get traffic and spend your budget. With manual bidding, there will be instances where we don't even spend the full budget. So on these lower bid ad sets, we might spend 10% or 20% of the $100 a day. And then as you get into higher bids, you're going to be spending more. Okay? So you have to kind of do it to get used to it, but the next bid is 28.86. And this is an advanced method. This is not for the faint of heart, because we're basically telling Facebook we're willing to spend $1,000 a day. So we have to make sure that we can handle that. And that means we have to know that the campaign is actually, that the design is good and the campaign is good. So that was 20.6, I'm at 32.61. So let's scroll down here. And edit my ad. So what we're doing is we're trying to see which of these bids works best for our campaign. And we are going to pause any bid that is not working. Okay? So I'm at 36.85 now. Now, I'm bidding on the purchase event. If I were bidding on the add to cart event, I wouldn't be bidding as high because the add to cart doesn't cost as much. And when you run a report in your ads, you can actually see what your add to cart costs. Take that. So right now we have our ads manager set up so that we can see the cost per purchase, and then we know basically where to start with that. So let's do this one. And then number 6, we're getting there. Once you can do the duplicates, it's pretty easy. So we're at 41.64. And this is number 7. And let's change that 41.64. So there's a lot of repetition with this one because we're doing 10 ad sets that are identical except for the bid. 41. So we're at 47.05. number 8. And 2 left. Next one is 53.17. So when you're using the purchase, just do exactly like I'm doing. Start at 20 and increment up like I am, because the suggested bids are not accurate. So we don't even need to go by them. This is where you just kind of do what I'm showing you. And the details are the details, but oops, what am I on? I'm on number 8. I think I screwed that up. Oh no, I'm on number 9. I screwed up the other one. Okay, so let's go down. Number 9. This one I screwed up. This is number 8. Okay. Forgot to change this to an 8. Let's go back to the ad sets. You can go cross-eyed doing this sometimes. Alright, so one more duplicate, then we're ready to go. This one is number 10. So always try and change your numbers first so you don't get confused. And this one, according to my little cheat sheet here, is 60.08. There we go. And make sure you change your bid every time. I have done times where I've had the same bid by accident because I forgot to change it. So let's put this in here. Okay, so now this ad, this campaign is ready to go. So I'm going to upload it, and I might actually just let this run. So I don't know, I might let it run because I think this is going to be a good necklace. But there, it's uploaded, and now we can see in the ads manager, well, it is uploading, I should say. If we do a refresh here, our campaigns, we are spending money as we speak. You can see our costs went up. That happens because we're spending more and more in there. So let's look at this one, see if it's done. So this is the one we just did, and that's scheduled to go, yeah, there it is. So 100 day, there's our bids on 10 of them, and this should be a good one because this method, this 10 pack method, works very well. Now remember, I just did the 1% retargeting lookalike audience, but guess what else I can do? I can run this, find my best ad sets, basically I'll end up pausing probably 7 of these 10 because they just won't work. So I'm going to run it where if it spends, the same way I manage everything else, if it spends $27 without a sale, I'm going to pause it, but if it does have a sale, I'm going to keep it going, and I'll end up with about 3 ad sets that are going to be keepers, and of those 3, 1 is going to be really, really, really good. So once I have that narrowed down, after, it'll take like probably a day, 24 hours to see which ones are good and which ones aren't. Then I'll go in and I'll repeat this process. Oh, I spelled retargeting wrong, sorry about that. Retargeting, I'm from Boston. My retargeting list, that's funny. Anyway, 1% retargeting look like I spelled wrong. I apologize, I typed fast. I'll go in and I'll go repeat that process that you just saw for 3% retargeting, and then 10%, and then 1 to 5%, and then 2 to 6%. And then I'll go to my add to cart lookalikes, and then my purchase lookalikes, and I'll do the same thing. And at the end of the day, within this 10 pack campaign method, I'm going to have a whole bunch of ad sets that are working really, really well, and it's going to produce a lot of income for me. Alright, so that's the whole goal of this. It takes a little bit of time to set up, but now you have an advanced method that you can use, and you can really scale super big because you just keep doing 10 packs like basically every day or every other day. Create another 10 pack and put it in this campaign. You can put it in the same campaign too. Okay? But make sure you manage it. Make sure you pause ones that aren't working, and the ones that are working, just keep them running. And when you have a $100 a day ad set that's profitable, it's a really good feeling, because then you want to have 2 $100 a day ad sets that are profitable, and then 3. So you just keep pumping through your lookalike lists, and you'll get there. All right, I hope you're excited because this is a really big one. This is really good, works really well. I use it all the time.